The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Premier has joined us.
I feel like at the moment I've got a child in a high seat and I'm worried that they're going to fall out.
Cookie, welcome back.
Is
very
he
high.
height shaming you straight up, actually?
Straight up. He's shortest. That's what he is.
What do you mean? All I said was, do you need a hand up on the chair? And I did this and then put my hand up. And then he put his hands up and I put it up.
Now, Roger, you've come in wearing your pendulum T-shirt, which is
Got my pendulum
fantastic.
T-shirt. Yeah, thanks very much. I think this is supposed to be what we're doing, is it? It's de rigueur.
Yes.
It's Australian music T-shirt day. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. You've got to have a day for everything.
Do the T-shirts need to be made in Australia, though?
You can't have everything.
I'm a bit of a fraud, though. This is not my T-shirt. This
What?
is from the 2023 tour. I think I saw Pendulum in 2010.
Okay,
I
yeah,
took
right.
my teenage kids to see them because they were big
Sure.
fans.
He would have been briefed already.
Pendulum.
What's your favourite Pendulum song?
I was listening to Witchcraft this morning, but I really love the version of the ABC News. They did a version of the ABC News theme. It rocks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, this sounds okay. Pendulum, where did they play, Cookie?
That was at HBF Stadium.
Challenge Stadium.
Challenge Stadium. Yeah.
So back in the day, right, when Natalie and I would go on break, they would get people to cover our show, and so we had Jebediah. They covered our show for 1 week, and
That's
then it
very
was who else was in that? There was another band as well. Remember Something for Kate? They came in as well, and they did the thing with us. But we had another band as well. Yeah, so Eskimo Joe. It was Eskimo Joe.
okay.
They came in and did our show for the week.
That is very cool.
Yeah. We nearly got cancelled.
Yeah.
It was a long time.
Got a little text. Don't bother coming back. Stay away a bit longer.
It's really hard being a rock artist like those guys, because I see Stu and Cav around, and they are always, and it's hot days, as we know right now, they're always still wearing their black jeans and stuff. Always.
But think
and
about
it's hard to get out of
they
that.
can at least wear a T-shirt. Think about gothics. The poor goths.
I know.
The poor goths out there.
I saw Cav down the dog park walking in he had the black, he had the boots, he had a black leather jacket, and it was like, it wasn't. That was a lot for the dog park.
Not 15 degrees.
For taking the dog for a
Did you
walk.
ever want to be in a band? Ever want to be in a band?
Oh, we all wanted to be in a band, didn't we? I wanted
you
to
have
be
any
the
talent?
drummer, as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
But that dream didn't come to reality either.
No, you have to run the state instead.
Yeah. I wanted to play the violin as a child, but my mother wouldn't buy me one, so I made one out of a tissue box, a ruler, and some lucky bands.
It's the saddest story I've ever heard.
Anyway, I
Saddest
travelled the
story.
world performing. It was amazing.
All my brothers and sisters, they could pick up a musical instrument and just play it straight away.
How
I
sickening.
hated that.
Yeah.
But those skills sort of passed me by.
No, you can't
One of
be
those
good
things,
at
though-
everything.
One of those things, though, when the older self says to you, you should have stayed at it at school to do
Backflip,
that,
Sean,
and learned a language, because they're two impressive things when you're an
I
adult.
always,
You
always
realise.
said to my kids, you need a martial art, you need a musical instrument, and you need a language.
Because if you can do a backflip as an adult, you look like you've got your shit together.
While
I'll tell you
speaking
right now.
Spanish, it's
And also
amazing.
you look a bit intimidating to be like,
Very
what
much
else
so.
can he do?
Very much so. Now, Roger, while you're here, I want to take the opportunity to have
here
a
we
go
go.
at the Estuary Council,
Yeah,
because
right,
the
let's
state
go.
government tipped in $28 million. I banged on about this a bit, but I had some calls yesterday. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now, because there's nothing, it's getting worse. Like
Well, and I'm a ratepayer of this council, so I am invested as well.
The Estuary Football Club are not going to play football games there. There's a possibility that they'll play 1 or 2 a game a year, and that will be against the West Coast Eagles reserves team. This facility was bought. Money was tipped in by the state government, which is all of us as ratepayers, for the greater community in that area.
Yep.
They bungled it, essentially.
And they won't change things, and it's just going to go to waste.
If they're not using it, can we get it brought to Maylands? We'll use it.
Yeah.
How do you do something about it?
It's incredibly disappointing. We obviously kicked in a lot of cash
25 million.
to make sure that we could develop a consolidated community sports complex, which was going to be the home of the Sharks.
Yep.
It was utilising the old Sharks ground and some other heritage sports facilities around the area. It's so disappointing it's got to this point. We certainly intervened recently to try to resolve some of the major issues. I think we're starting to get on top of the final concerns, but if what you're saying is true, that the Sharks aren't even going to play there,
So wait, they're not.
that's outrageous.
So they got $25 million into this place, right?
I thought it was more.
So
Roger, was it more?
Okay, well, whatever. So they've gotten that right, and they've gotten it for the purpose of football, yes, for this team.
Well, it's a community facility as well.
So what you're saying is it's not going to be used for that.
The Estuary Football Club do not have a base.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're bringing clubs to there is no club room. They will, in the future, more than likely move to the Fremantle Council and where South Fremantle play out and join them, Nathan, even though the state government and all of us as ratepayers have put in the money and the state government have said, in good faith, we want this facility to be built for the Sharks who have been around for 150 years, plus all the areas that they represent.
If they're not using it for the thing that will give them the money for, then we all go and take a bit back.
But Roger, dealing with councils, they're a law unto their own.
Yeah, well, they're not very accountable. They tend not to pay much attention to their ratepayers. There's usually one or two noisy stakeholders in the community, action groups or progress associations, which tend to seize the agenda.
Yeah.
It's a real concern. One of the things we've done is we've just put through a law which passed through Parliament yesterday, actually, which will continue to hold local governments more to account, because some of them you see at the moment. We've got this one in Port Hedland, the Port Hedland Town Council. Some great, councillors and leaders in that council. They've got a couple of them that are basically, one of them's gone, full anti-COVID on us.
Yeah.
He's a complete cooker.
Yeah.
And the other
You're
is...
a cooker.
Cookie versus cooker.
And the other's sort of wading into some sort of esoteric issue about whether the Russian elections were legitimate. So he's full-on Putin fan. Now, he's there to represent the ratepayers of Port Hedland. Not sit round being a bloody
So what powers now does the state government have
Well,
to...
we have the capacity to suspend individual councillors if necessary. So we'll obviously look at all the activities that take place across local government authorities, and look at if we see some local councillors that are just really not doing the right thing, we're going to pull them out of the system.
Yeah, right. Hey, we want to talk about something that, has been in the news quite a lot, and I'm asking you the question, if you were to order a pizza tonight and you were to get a margarita, would you pick the basil off?
That's a very interesting
question.
Would you
pick the basil off? Let's talk about basil.
Well, look, so Basil and his campaign team basically commissioned a poll, which they then used to try to intimidate
Basil
Libby.
said he had nothing to do with it.
And then they used that poll to undermine her by putting it in the newspaper. And then he says, "Oh, it's got nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with me." It's sort of like some kid that's been caught out at a schoolyard.
I thought you're lying in front of that hedge.
Wasn't me. I didn't do it. Wasn't me. I didn't do it. I think Libby called it out. I think Libby nailed it earlier in the week when she said there's cowards in the shadows. And so not only has Basil become a coward in the shadow, he's also become, quite frankly, unbelievable. But look, at the end of the day, can I just say this? Because as someone that did the hard yards in opposition, when we were in opposition during the Barnett years, we worked hard, right? But at this stage of the election cycle, we had policies out there. We had our plan for jobs. We had done the hard work to put policies in place. We have nothing from the opposition at the moment.
Basil has a drone show ready to go. You leave him alone. He can put on a drone show. That man is good.
Well, look, they've got no one knows what they stand for.
Yeah, and where is it? Amy, our producer, told us this morning we're 100 days away from a state election.
Yeah, 100 days today. Yeah. So
I think the main call is only because there's about 4 representatives in the House, Rod. So that's a big deal. There'll be more this time because people will go.
They're running. There are candidates that have been pre-selected. They're ready to go.
They're a voice of few. Libby's a lovely lady. I've met her a number of times. She represents the Southwest very well. You're going to win this election. It's going to work that way. There's no question about that. But the numbers will start evening up, and therefore they'll have more opportunity to have a crack at you in the future. That's the way I see it.
But don't you have the numbers ready to go? If you're going to pull a move like that, don't you know? Don't you have to know that you've got the numbers? So how can you get people like? Are you going to vote for me?
Yeah.
And they go, oh yeah.
Well, there's 2 ways to describe the Liberals this week. The first word is cluster, and the second word starts with F.
Look, fairy floss.
Look, quite frankly, you're right, Sean. They don't have many people there, but they're also not doing the hard yards. They're not doing the hard work.
There's little people. I wouldn't say that.
To put their
You've
ideas
been in
out
opposition.
there.
You're saying you're doing the hard work.
That's in opposition. We had policies. We had documents. We had policies out there. We had our plan for jobs at this point in time. We don't have any policies from the Liberals
and
or the
Metronet was a big one that and that's coming to fruition. So we're about to see the Ellenbrook line open.
Absolutely. So Metronet was something something we took to the people of
Yes.
Western Australia. They voted for it, and on the 8th of December, the Morley-Ellenbrook line will open. It's going to be a huge celebration because it will transform the lives
Yes.
of people in the
Of
eastern
those people
suburbs.
stuck in that traffic
mate.
snarl. Yeah.
we've been- you know what? I don't live in Ellenbrook. My cousin does, but I'm so happy for the people of Ellenbrook
Yes.
to be connected to the city.
Yeah.
Because it's
just
big,
like,
big area.
honestly, it's amazing. So,
So at
Now-
the moment,
Yep.
for them to commute by car at the moment, an hour and a half. On
Yeah.
the train, it will take about half an hour, 30-minute
Amazing.
ride. And of course, with our two-zone capped fares, it will cost them about $4.60.
And free over the summer.
Okay.
And
Santa.
free over the
Thank
summer.
you, Santa.
Summer of free public transport.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast. Impressions.
With accommodation, flights, and package deals, whatif.com has you covered like a beach umbrella. Book your summer getaway on the Whatif app. Whatif, it's Aussie for travel.
Time for a round of bad impressions. $500 cash is the prize. Our guest impersonator today, the Premier Roger Cook, who's just rapt to be
So
doing this, aren't you,
excited.
Rog?
It's not going to end
it's
well.
going to be really good. You're going to really shine here.
Let's meet
In
our
fact,
contestants.
Stephen's going to love it. Good morning, Stephen.
Morning, people. How are we?
Good, Stephen.
mate.
Stephen, do you have an impression on hand that you can do at all?
No.
No.
That's exactly why you're playing this game.
Yeah, that's
You're up
right.
against Tina from Coogee. Hi, Tina.
Good morning, all.
I mean,
Hi,
at
Tina.
least you have like a Tina Turner in you somewhere or a Tina Arena.
Not at all.
No,
Nothing.
That's
Nothing.
great. Neither do we,
All right.
if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to take turns doing an impersonation of somebody. We don't know who they're going to be until just before it flashes up on a screen and informs us. It's your job to figure out who we're impersonating. You'll buzz in with your name. You get it right, you take the point. You get it wrong, we'll give you your other. We'll keep going. Give the other person
Yes.
a crack at it. Let's test your buzzers, Stephen,
Stephen.
Tina.
Tina.
They're working, guys.
Natalie, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
Roger has requested that he'd like to see
I
it
hope it's
3
Jennifer-
times before he has to go.
I want to see the professionals at work.
Oh, yeah,
I
of
hope
course.
it's
you have to go
Jennifer
to another
Coolidge.
station.
All right, let's see. Okay.
That's a good one.
Mr. Sheffield.
Stephen.
Stephen.
Fran Dresser.
Frank Dresser. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay.
Then Stephen's on the gas.
Stephen's on the
gaspy,
board.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, geez.
Okay,
Stop,
Sean's
Sean.
turn.
I'm out of my league.
You would have got that.
What is this?
Come on.
Oh, my God.
You can do this.
Ruggy.
Yes,
Did you hear
Stephen. Stephen.
Scooby-Doo.
That was Roger Cook.
It wasn't your turn.
Look at him. He was frightened. Now he's pushing us out of the studio.
Sorry.
Jeez, mate. The
All
guy
right.
from Police Academy.
Now, Roger, it's Nathan's turn. Okay,
Everyone's
Sorry.
So, Roger,
Sorry.
as the Premier,
I'll
if you feel like you can do it better, jump in.
No, I'll behave. Sorry.
Okay.
Keys to the city.
Stephen leads 2-0.
Oh, I've got. Oh.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 That's it.
Yeah, no, get it.
Yeah.
Give us more. Give us more.
No, you
some words,
me.
some words.
Okay. You think I did it again? You play with my heart.
Hey, Tina.
Tina.
Britney Spears.
You should have got it from. Yeah.
He was shaving his head at the same time, so it was actually
Yeah.
commitment.
I,
Okay,
I,
Roger.
I love the way Tina thought it was Brittany Higgins. I mean, it was definitely not Brittany Higgins.
Funny.
Roger Cook, now it is actually your turn, okay?
Oh, the pressure's on now.
Here we go.
Okay. I'm cooking.
Yes, Tina.
Cookie Monster.
Tina. Well, it's tied up. We've got a match on our hands, everybody.
Are you supposed to be a Muppet?
Yeah, that was amazing.
right, back
Okay,
to you,
back to
Natalie.
my turn. Okay.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
There we go. Cookie Monster's refusing.
waiting.
No, the cookie.
Oh, be respectful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crikey!
Stephen.
Oh, Stephen got in first, I think. Stephen?
Steve Irwin.
Yes, Stephen.
God bless you.
Steve's no
Yeah,
Steve.
Steve's no Steve. Stephen leads 3-2. This is a battle.
This is full on.
We haven't
Right,
decided.
okay.
What do we decide they're
we
going
must
for?
be really good today. I know, we'll feel it.
First to 5 or something. I
No,
don't know.
first to 7. First to 7.
Next one. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
I know. Be respectful.
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to do.
Be respectful. That's not even the tune. That's not even the
I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
My friend is Luigi.
Oh.
Stephen.
Oh, Stephen.
Mario.
What else could have I done?
No,
that was very close
it.
to WA Salvage.
That guy, by the way, was an opera singer.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Claudio, his name was. Yep.
Luigi.
God, you're right, Sean. This is the worst thing for us. We have to
He
tell
was
you
an icon of Perth.
He was.
because we can't do impressions. We have to rely on references, and then when that name pops up, all the references leave our brains.
Yes, that's
gone.
right.
Here we go.
Okay, next one.
Oh, okay. Oh, God.
Oh, that's hard.
Be respectful.
Everything you're saying is being respectful.
Okay. Oh, Michelle, make sure the bow isn't playing in the Rose Garden. Yeah.
Please, Stephen.
Barack Obama.
Yes.
Hey, well done.
That was ridiculous.
I
How
think-
did you guess that?
That
I
was
think that's the
respectful, that's
win.
what it
I would have
was.
done
No,
that.
we need one more for Roger,
keep
thanks.
going.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Roger's gonna do
Roger's
one
going to
more.
do
Oh,
one
ready to
more.
go?
No.
Stephen's one, but we'll do Cookie. You can do
This is
one
the
more.
last one to end
I
us.
could do one more.
One more. Here we go. Oh.
That's a good one. That's a good one. You can do this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
The spider is coming out of its burrow.
Stephen.
Yes, Stephen.
Very good, David Addison.
Yes, Cookie. That you are good at it.
Thank God. We found you
Stephen, $500 cash is all yours, my friend. Well played.
Well done.
Good work,
Well
Tina.
done, Stephen.
Yeah.
So here's
Thanks
the
for
deal.
playing, Tina.
Here's the deal. You're currently the best person in impressions that we've had do it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that was
I
a
reckon
great David
that we
Attenborough.
need to find the other celebrity that is good, and then we'll have these two pit off.
There's a pit off.
Yeah, pit off.
Face off.
Yeah.
It's a voice off.
Yeah, we'll get Basil and see if he's any good.
That's funny.
Bad Impressions is back tomorrow, everybody. Roger Cook, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming in.
Thanks, guys. Great
If
to
we
be
don't
here.
see you before, we go on holidays in just over a week. So
Yes.
Merry Christmas to you and
Love you
yours.
so much.
And Merry
Completely
Ellen
jealous.
Brook opening. We're excited about that.
It's going to be great fun.
It
It's
is
going to
for
be an
sure.
amazing day.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Hit it.
The best things in life are free,
They are.
but you can give them to the birds and bees.
We want money. That's right, everyone.
Just
Money.
an
It's,
accent.
it's handy these days, hey? Things are expensive.
Some say.
Things are going up a little bit.
What for? What do you use it for?
This is
Paying
amazing, and I see this every year. They talk about the WA Treasury, and they talk about the Register of Unclaimed Money.
Yeah.
$170 million is waiting here in WA that is unclaimed. That a part of it could be yours.
So
I
what's
think
this
a
money
lot of it's
from?
mine.
The
What-
most
what is it?
common kind of unclaimed funds are dividends, accounting for most of a third of the total pool, followed by driver and vehicle license refunds and the Department of Transport, and then refunds on utility bill overpayments and payments to deceased estates beneficiaries. That's the part there, the deceased estates.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what-
so
that's
that's the public trustee.
That's where the money is.
Yeah, I know. Some of the real estate agents around, they wait for those deceased estates and they just
Delicious.
sit there and take
Yeah.
opportunity and buy those
Just
places.
imagine going on there, because you can go into MyGov, right?
Yeah.
So you can Google it, go into MyGov, and you can have a look, and then say if suddenly you discovered you had an auntie that you
Yes.
never know about, and then she left you her estate, Sean, her sprawling estate. There'd be
there'll be a
stables,
fight.
there'd be stables,
There'll be a
there'd be
bloody fight.
horses. She's winning racehorses. You never knew. You never knew. And then you get all of it.
I'd know.
That's so
the dream.
exciting. Surprise money. When I was sick the other week, last week when I had the day off, that night I had, obviously what it was food poisoning, but I was lying on the ground in the bathroom for a while.
It's a proud moment.
In dirt, actually, because I smashed a pot plant. So I was lying in the dirt on my bathroom floor, just dying, and then I thought, what is that? And I saw something under the cupboard, underneath my bathroom bench, and it was a $50 note. And it was sort of
Hey!
stuck up against the tile. I don't know how I got there. I never would have seen it because I don't clean under there.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
a boys don't
That's
clean
a win.
all the areas, Natalie.
That's a massive
So
win.
I thought I was dreaming. So the next
Yeah.
day I went back and there it was. So $50, surprise money, Sean. Little in the state.
I've had a run with surprise money lately, and I feel like it was tempting me.
It was a test for
It was
you,
a test,
wasn't
it
it?
was a
It was
test, okay.
definitely a test.
So the other day, I had to take some money. I went up to the ATMs at Melville Plaza Net up the road from me.
No,
There's two
well.
together.
Yes.
The first one, there was a guy lining up in there, and another bloke said that's not working well. So I jumped into the other line, and a bloke was in front of me. He did all his business and was getting his money. In the meantime, there was an old fella who was just trying to get this other thing working.
Yeah.
So he put in his card, did all the stuff, and then he went over to the old guy and he said, try to help him out and say, basically, it's not working, but let's try this together.
yeah.
And it wasn't. And then he said, all the best, and off you went. Well, I was the next person in line. He walked out without his cash. I get hundreds of dollars.
That's all right. He got the PIN number of the old man. So he's fine.
So anyway, it's just sitting in front of me. I'm like, oh, okay.
Have
so I
you
yelled
ever
out to
been
him.
more tempted in all your life?
You can't do it, Sean.
There was
You
a couple of people next to me, so I couldn't. So I yelled out to him,
there's
come
a
back.
camera on you, Sean. You can't. It's
I don't
actually an
think about
offence
that
to
stuff.
take it if you
People
find
don't
it in an
recognise me,
ATM.
it's fine. So anyway, he comes back. We'll give him the money, and off he goes. 2 days later, I was heading home, and I stopped at Woolies on Canning Highway in Applecross.
It's a
and
new
I walked
one,
in there and just grabbed like 5 quick things. No one's at the self-service checkout.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. I'll just whiz in there. As soon as I put my basket down and went to scan my first thing, there was $50 in
So someone's
the
got
machine.
cash
It was
out and not
spitting it
taken the
back out.
cash.
So what'd you do?
Oh, it felt like an eternity when I saw it, and then it registered, and I put my hand out and I grabbed the 50, and I felt like
Did
I
you
had
have
it in my
anything
hands
about
for 5 days.
Yep.
And then I passed it to the lady who was just working. No one knew, and I said to the lady, sorry, someone's left his
Because
behind.
that's full on, Sean. Because Sean, it's
good karma, Sean.
No.
Straight away, because Sean's got this thing. It's called run money, and he just
His
likes
fund.
to put a little bit away every time. And it's just in case everything is too much, so he can go and live the life.
We
he's
don't
supposed
talk
to
about
live.
the run money after 8 o'clock.
Mate,
Sorry.
he's joking. How many times
I didn't look. I'm so sorry. I didn't even look at the time. I mean, like run money is in
up.
like fun money. You meant fun money for
No,
the family.
run money is for when he buys
Yeah.
new shoes to go
Yeah.
running.
Yeah. So
I have not stopped thinking about that last bit. That last
Sean,
bit in
this is the
particular,
thing.
because no one's around.
You know how I live my life, and that is like, and I know that today, tonight, in the current affair, one of them's not even on anymore.
Yeah.
I know that they're not around me, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's something on the
There's
ground.
cameras everywhere.
There must have been one episode they did years ago. There must have been an episode that stuck in my brain that they've put money on the ground.
They
and
tested out.
and
They
then
put wallets,
and then
like
people
lost
go and
wallets to
pick
see
it
if
up and they
people
walk
would.
off.
Yeah.
And the people that walked off look like the biggest criminals.
Yeah.
But yet, human nature. If no one's around, why not be yours?
Look, we want to know: have you encountered surprise money, and what did you do with it?
So we want surprise money, right? But also, if you're the person that's left money,
yeah, just walked out of
In
the
the
ATM.
did you go back and was it there? Because that's surprise
Was
money.
Sean just standing there holding it?
Again?
Beck's in Serpentine. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Beck.
All right, Beck, talk to us.
So a few years ago, my husband and I, we used to live in Spearwood, and we used to walk near the beach, and we used to walk up over Coogee to the beach.
Yeah.
We were walking up the hill one morning, and I looked down, and I found $50 on the road, and I was like, oh, God, like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I just found $50, and my husband was like, whatever, and I was like, I did. And then about another few metres down the road, I was like, I found another $50.
hey!
And he was like,
Beck.
no way. And I was like, yeah. And I showed him. So then he started, like, walking ahead of me and scouring the ground.
Yes.
And then about another 20 metres up the hill, like at the top of the hill, I found another $50, which he had walked past. And I've just got another one. And he was, like, furious.
Oh, my
because he
God.
missed it.
Yes.
And yeah, I ended up with $150 at the end of my walk.
Oh, well, you
that's
deserve
like,
that walk.
yeah,
Where
you're
it
being
came
rewarded
from.
for
Oh my God!
exercising.
Well, there's
That's
obviously
it.
a bank
That's
in the dunes somewhere.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And I mean,
Yeah,
when
no
you're just
idea.
finding it in the street like that, there's no way you can find the owner unless they're walking around
No.
going, has anybody seen my
That
cash?
to me is
Yeah.
that's your money.
That's- yeah.
If it's in nature, I think if it's in certain percentage
Yes.
of nature, then it's yours.
And
You
that-
know what I think?
Well, it was
Yes,
quite
if there's no
windy, so
way of
it's
tracing
like-
whose it can be, like if
Yes.
it's at an
No.
ATM, you can figure out whose it was, Sean.
But what about Woolies? Like, no one was there.
Yeah, I know, but
should've
they
kept that.
would have been able to figure out who
Woolies
that
where
was.
one's purse was open.
Sorry, I forgot to put in that part,
Well
didn't I?
done, Beck. What a great victory for you.
$150.
Abby's in Rivervale. Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
Great,
Abby.
Abs.
We're talking
Okay.
about surprise money and how it came into you. Tell us what happened.
So I was about 14, so a while ago, and it was back in Scotland. So I was walking through like a shopping centre, and it was like the purse and bag section.
Yes.
And there was a purse on the floor, and so I instantly just thought it was part of the shop. So I went
Yes.
to put it on back in the shelf. I was
Yes.
like, oh, I'm going to check it. Don't know why I thought to, but I did. And when I opened it, there was about £500, I think, cash in there.
Abby.
A lot, so about $1,000 Aussie, and I was with a couple of friends at the time. I know. So being 14, they're like, just take it, just keep it, or just take 50, just take 100, nobody will know.
Yes.
And I was like, I can't do that. So I handed it in, and they said their store policy was if it wasn't claimed within 6 weeks, it would be mine.
Yes.
So then for the next 24 hours, me and my friends were like, you could buy this, you could buy that.
Yeah, of course.
Talking about how I would spend it. But then I got the call, and it was actually a family on holiday, and it was their, like, all their spending money. And they got it back.
No, it wasn't.
Abby.
It was the people that were working that shift.
Yeah.
That had got to the story.
Yes.
I said, oh, yes, the
That's what I
family
worried
came in. They
about.
really
That's
did.
what I worried about.
Oh, come on, mate.
I was like, do I give it
Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, do I give it to the police instead? Because I was like, what if the staff take the money? But no, the family got it back, thankfully.
Yeah.
I always wonder that.
That's
I always
good
wonder.
karma
I always
too.
wonder,
So they say.
I wonder if you do hand the money in, do they really give it back to the people? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm sure the police do because they have to.
Oh, we found your wallet.
But if it's a shop, you go,
only
oh,
a couple hundred in it.
Somebody took the money out of it.
Think about it, right? Think
Hey,
about
we
it.
got your card, so that's a good thing.
You know those kids that were working at that shop the other day when I was talking about NA had how like services dropped.
Oh, yes.
And they would just talk to themselves and it looked like I was annoying them and bothering them getting
Yes.
there. If I handed that would not have gone to an owner. That would have gone straight into their pockets. Come on.
Over the cigarette counter.
You're a good person though, Abby. We know
sweet,
that
mate.
much. Tennille's in Heathridge. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Great,
Tennille.
Tennille. Surprise money. Hit us.
Yeah, so I probably wasn't as nice as the last caller. Going back about 20 years ago, I was at a wedding. We'd been to a wedding. I was at the casino with a friend, and we went to the ATM and found $400 in the ATM. And there was no one around at all, no one before us, no one lining up. So we decided that we would take the $400 and split the money.
Yeah.
But then we decided both of our lucky numbers was number 21. So we decided to go and put $5 on 21 and roulette. And won. So we won another $100.
That's like the universe was
You should
agreeing
have.
with what you did.
But don't you think, though, in
Exactly,
that scenario, don't you look back and wish, no, I wish we just said, this is free money, put it all.
Put 400 on.
Put it all on there. And then you could have gotten the $400 initially and put it back in the ATM. And then there was no
I'm not so
crime.
guilty.
That is bloody
Have you been-
forward.
36 to 1, isn't it?
Haunted by good luck or bad luck ever since, Tennille?
I'm actually pretty lucky generally. So, yeah. I don't feel so
That's
guilty.
fantastic.
Someone's had a big night at the cast if they've withdrawn $400 and then just walked away.
away.
with it.
Yours would be soft, wouldn't you?
Wouldn't it just? Oh, thanks, Tennille.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.